snitch on himself in an effort to play Red Dead Redemption 2 while in prison. Folks, you can't make these type of stories up. This is the prison news. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to After Prison Show, and today I want to share with you a prison-related news story about probably one of the dumbest people that I've ran across as of late. Ironically, it correlates with the release of Red Dead Redemption 2. Man gets Xbox in prison for leading authorities to his wife's body. Folks, let me go ahead and introduce you to this scum of the earth 29-year-old guy by the name of Doug Stewart. And this guy's serving a life sentence in the state of Michigan for killing his estranged wife 8 years ago. Well, it was all of a sudden and just recently, 8 years later, that this guy decided he was going to cooperate with the authorities and tell them where he had buried his wife. However, he wasn't willing to do this for free or because he came to some kind of realization that that was probably the right thing to do. Look, I did something absolutely horrible. I can't take it back. The least that I could do is give the family some closure by letting them know where the remains of this woman were. It was for none of those reasons whatsoever, and in fact, the reason why he decided he was willing to tell them was because he had struck up a deal saying, in exchange for me telling you, I'm gonna get me an Xbox while I'm in prison. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 just got released. I'm trying to be playing that game while I'm locked up. Tell you what, you get me an Xbox One, I'm gonna tell you where she's at. This dude is an absolute scum of the earth type of a person. Now, before we go any further with the story, I wanna pose a question to all of you. You know, it might sound a little crazy to you, and it sounds crazy to me as well to think that this man was convicted of murder and given a life sentence without the authorities ever having the body or ever having found the body of the person that they say he killed. You know, I've oftentimes heard it said, and I don't know how true it is, it's obviously not true based upon this guy's story, no body, no case, no crime. If you can't find the body, what's the crime you're gonna be able to charge me with? Oh, well, take it from this guy's situation right here, a perfect example that you can end up doing the time for the crime without them ever having that major piece of evidence. And you know, folks, I cannot emphasize enough just how much I really dislike this guy right here. I mean, let's just go ahead and look at this dude's mugshot. I'm not exactly sure if this was the picture that was taken when he first got arrested, or if this was the picture that they took of him after they made the deal with him and he then knew he was about to receive him an Xbox in prison. I mean, just look at the smile on this guy's face right here. What you smiling for? I mean, for real, what you got to smile for? Maybe they took it before this deal was struck up 8 years ago when you was thinking to yourself, they ain't never gonna be able to convict me of this. I'm sorry, I know that was cringe. Or maybe they took the picture after the fact when they did strike up the deal and he was thinking to himself, I'm about to have me an Xbox. I'm about to be playing Red Dead Redemption 2 while I'm serving this life sentence. I ain't never gonna be bored. I really don't like this guy. Now, another interesting thing that I want to throw into this is here in the United States, there aren't a whole lot of facilities that allow you to have an Xbox or a PlayStation or anything like that. I do know of a few local jails around here that do have these Xboxes and PlayStations for prisoners, but only for prisoners who are on like workforce or work release, meaning they're going outside the gate, they're doing work, paying off fines, or being able to work a job and keep money for themselves for when they get released. It is in very special circumstances and far and few between where prisoners ever get access to a gaming console. And if you guys know of any facilities here in the United States that allow it, or anywhere in the world that allow prisoners to have these type of things, please comment down below and let me know. Because I honestly don't know of all that many places. And where this guy Doug Stewart is serving his time at a place called Saginaw Correctional Facility in Michigan, also in a veterans housing unit at that. I'm not too sure this facility or even this housing unit allowed prisoners to have these gaming consoles. So, you know, maybe it was this guy Doug Stewart trying to be cool with the other prisoners talking about, hey, I'm gonna get us this Xbox. What y'all want? Y'all want an Xbox or a PlayStation? I'm gonna get us one of these. Hey, Doug, shut your up. You ain't gonna do nothing. Shut your up and give me all your commissary. Hey, wait, I got a plan. Just hear me out. Stop taking all my commissary. Just hear me out. I'm gonna tell the authorities where I buried my wife. They've been wanting me to tell them for all this time. I'm gonna strike a deal. I'm gonna snitch on myself. Hey, Doug, shut your up and get us that Xbox. Red Dead Redemption about to come out. You better get it. I'm not exactly sure prisoners at this facility were allowed to have these gaming consoles prior to Doug Stewart basically telling on himself in an effort to get one. Actually, matter of fact, I've got a little more information about just that right here. Stewart, housed in a veterans unit at Saginaw Correctional Facility that sometimes offers special incentives. You know, people have oftentimes asked me, what is it like for a veteran to serve time? There are certain facilities that have veterans housing units, and they definitely do get a little bit of special incentives. In fact, I was at like 2 different prisons that had these veterans housing units. They would have like special guest speakers, ex-military people who would come in and speak to these guys. They would like honor these dudes on Veterans Day. I mean, it was a crazy thing. A lot of these dudes were like dishonorably discharged. A lot of these dudes, they didn't even care in prison. It don't matter in prison how you got out of the service. It just matters that you were in there. It was the craziest thing in the world, seeing Veterans Day while in prison with them honoring these prisoner veterans, and a lot of them probably had dishonorable discharges, and you're just thinking to yourself, I mean, what? I mean, we gonna sit here, half of these dudes got horrible charges. We're gonna sit here and honor these dudes for real. This is what we're doing. It makes sense. We're in prison, for God's sakes. But again, Stewart was in this veterans housing unit. He requested multiple perks, most of which were denied. But prison staff approved the Xbox request because they were already exploring the idea. They also say that the gaming console was donated and is available to all members of the housing unit, but it isn't connected to the internet, and inmates can't access violent games. Oh boy, you thought you was gonna tell them where your wife's body was at and you was gonna be able to play Red Dead Redemption 2 though? Boy, you about to be playing SpongeBob in prison. Oh, you thought those prisoners were gonna be happy you did this? Now here's where this story takes a little bit of a twist, because you see this guy Doug Martin, he's gonna try to say that the reason he told authorities where his wife's remains were at, because he didn't want to carry around this weight on his shoulder, this burden anymore. He didn't want this burden to continue to be placed on the family. But yet this makes absolutely zero sense, because the only reason that you told these folks is because they struck up the deal with you in exchange for an Xbox. Stewart had long maintained that he hadn't been involved in the killing, but said things changed when his sister began to reconcile with his wife's family. And he says he hopes to make amends with the family as well. I let them know I didn't want this burden on the family or even selfishly myself. I didn't want it anymore, he said. It's a horrible pain knowing you're hurting people even beyond the crime you committed. I mean, Doug, all that really sounds good, but I just wonder, you know, would you have still cooperated and told these folks where the body was at had they not honored your request to get you that Xbox in prison? Now, real quick, just a couple of other things that I want to throw into this as well. You know, when Doug went to go try to strike up this deal, there were some other things that he asked for as well. He asked for the ability to be able to go to his parents' funeral when they passed away, and that was shot down immediately. They weren't going for that. And they also said, yes, we're going to give you this Xbox, but this thing is completely contingent upon your behavior in prison. And in fact, if you do anything, they're taking it away. And this Xbox wasn't just put in this housing unit for Doug. It was put in this housing unit for all of the prisoners to be able to use. Now hear me out, because this is just me thinking out loud. But how ironic would it be if, you know, they put this Xbox in the housing unit for all of the other prisoners and they don't even let this dude Doug use this? Hey Doug, shut your you ain't using this Xbox. You better go tell the people you ain't safe in here. God got you the Xbox. I got that for us. This may sound a little sinister, but I really hope that's how it plays out. And also, like I said, you know, it's completely based upon this guy's behavior. Well, what if they do end up taking the Xbox away? What if they take it away for something small? Blame it on Doug, it's his fault. The same guy who went to bat snitching on himself in an effort to get this for the prison population, in an attempt probably to be more cool with the prisoners, and I hope this dude having a tough time. I really do. But the same dude who went to bat all of a sudden did something stupid. He sneezed wrong and they took that Xbox away. Boy, I hope they put the bung bung all over this dumbass Doug. And also this as well. You know, they said that they reached this deal, but nothing was ever in writing. There was no type of contracts or agreements. What if they just never gave him the Xbox at all? Doug, you ain't getting nothing up in here. How you gonna fall for the okie doke? Appreciate you letting us know where she was at after 8 years. Enjoy the rest of that life sentence. Absolutely crazy story right there, and I really want to hear what all of you think about this as well. You know, they said that they weren't going to give the prisoners access to the internet and also to violent games. Isn't pretty much every game violent? I mean, you could look at a NASCAR game and be like, those wrecks are too violent. So really, what kind of games do you think they're going to be allowing these prisoners to play? How are they going to get them? Somebody going to donate those? Hey, look, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about it. As always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day. Peace!